Emma. Welcome to Meet Me at the Corner. Today I'm at the corner of 76th Street and Amsterdam Avenue. New York City is one of the most photographed cities in the world. Today we're going to a photography exhibit done by kids. But these kids aren't from New York City. They're from Jerusalem. Their photographs are in an exhibit called Beyond the Wall, sponsored by an organization called Kids with Cameras. The man who created this project and taught the kids photography is Jason Eskenazi. Let's go talk with him and learn about the exhibit Beyond the Wall and how we can take better pictures. Can you tell us something about the history of Kids with Cameras?
Sure. Kids with Cameras is an organization that was started by a friend of mine, Zana Brisky. She thought this was a wonderful idea to empower children to see their life through photography. And she decided that she would want to bring this project to other countries. And she asked me where I wanted to go. And I decided that I wanted to go to Israel because I've never been there. So I went to Israel and began my own Kids with Cameras project there between the Arabs and the Jews who live in Jerusalem.
Can you tell us what it was like working with the kids in Jerusalem?
Oh, it was very chaotic because when I got there, I found myself having 24 children, and to try to teach the kids and to find a common language to speak, because the Arab kids spoke Arabic and the Jewish kids spoke Hebrew, and I didn't speak either language. So I think through photography, we found a language to speak to each other. I think the best part was when I saw the kids' faces light up when they were looking at the photos of the children from the other culture. And initially, I think they didn't like them because they were from the other culture. But when they started to get over that and look into the lives of their neighbors and decide that maybe they weren't so bad, their faces lit up, and that for me, I think, was the best part. I felt like I was accomplishing my goal as a teacher to bring understanding to people.
Could you give us kids some tips on what makes a good photograph?
When I'm taking pictures, I look for emotions to try to portray some emotion about a scene that I see. And photographers use certain rules to do that. Like a writer uses words and verbs and sentences and paragraphs to relate a story, photographers also can use a visual language. And the visual language has to do with colors, that gives us many emotions, with the composition, and with light and shadow. So photographers employ sort of a different language to tell a story as well.
Why did you call the exhibit Beyond the Wall?
In Israel, there is a wall, a physical wall, that is being built between two cultures. And I think that I wanted to use that as the title, but also it meant about an imaginary wall between people who are neighbors. And I think that I wanted to go beyond that, and by teaching each side of the kids, one on one side of the wall, one on the other side of the wall, how to relate to each other. And I think through the project, through Kids with Cameras, we decided and found a way to begin to break down that wall.
That's it for today. See you next time. I said that it's similar to us, actually.
Right.
Because it's actually just like New York.
It's just like a store that would be in Manhattan someplace? Or?
Yeah.
And we see that the photographer actually put himself in the picture there, one of the Arab kids. And a lot of the kids, actually, these Arab kids, they love to go into the church. That was one of their favorite things to do, to photograph the church, because they were photographing sort of culture that they never understood, but maybe saw their whole life growing up and passing every day on the way to school. So they got an opportunity to actually get close to another culture and to try to photograph it.